Hey everybody, this is Kenny C from Chilling with Jeff and Kenny C, bringing you an exclusive interview at this time. I am joined with a multi-talented singer, actress, model, and reality TV star. You know her from VH1's For the Love of Ray J Season 2. I am joined with Susana Heartbreaker right here, right now. Hello, Susana.
Hi, Kenny.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing real great. Thank you so much for doing this interview.
Thank you for having me on the show.
So, before we look forward, let's go back. Because as I introduced you, a lot of people know you from the VH1 show For the Love of Ray J Season 2.
Right.
Go back to that show and how did that all came about? How did you heard about the show and what was the experience like?
Well, how I actually got on the show, I'm not too sure of. I remember I never really casted for it or sent in a video or anything like that. I got a phone call one day from one of the casting directors there, and they asked me to come by and, talk to them a little bit about myself. So I went and did that. They chose me as one of the girls, obviously, and that's how I got on the show, which was like a crazy experience because, I mean, I'd never done anything like that before my whole life. And you're there with a bunch of strangers that you don't know, and we're all competing for a guy. And it's just, something that a lot of us aren't used to doing.
What was it like having to go through that whole experience, having to compete with, I think it was 15, 17 girls in that particular
There
season?
was, there was 19 of us, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah.
19 women.
Yeah.
What was that like having to go through that whole competition, go through all the challenges? You got along with some of the girls, and then there were some other girls, and you get the idea. But what was it like having to deal
um,
with the ladies, with the other competitors?
it was crazy, because, you go on there and you meet people that are similar to you and then completely different. Everybody's getting to know each other. You want to make friends with people, but at the same time, it's a competition. So you can't really genuinely be somebody's friend because you're going against these people. So, I mean, the whole thing mentally, it's just completely like overwhelming because you never know what you're doing. We were in a house, we had no clocks, we had no TV, no radio. We didn't know anything. So every day you wake up and it's like a surprise on top of having to deal with a bunch of strangers. You're just stressed out a lot.
And what was your thoughts on Ray J prior to the show? Gotten a chance to meet him, getting to know him, and what do you think of Ray J now that you went through the whole experience?
Well, prior to the show, I really didn't think, I mean, I knew that he was Brandy's brother. I didn't really know too much about him. Um, just, a couple of songs that he had done, thought he was cute, you know. And then getting on the show, once I got to know him a little bit better, he's actually like a really nice guy. He's easy to talk to. He's funny. Um, he's really down to earth. As far as right now, I don't, after the show, a couple of things went on Twitter. People started talking about each other. He got, involved in a couple of things and said a couple of things about me as well as a couple of my friends. So it kind of shifted my thoughts on him. So I'm not too fond of the person he is now. After the show, I feel like it gave him a little bit of a bigger head than he probably had. But when we were filming the show, he was actually really cool.
Now we can fast forward on to now because I'm sure a lot of fans that's heard of you, that was fan of you at the show, haven't really had the chance to see or hear from you since that show ended years ago. So for people that do want to know, what have you been doing since that show ended?
Well, since the show ended, I've been, still focusing on my music. I sing and I write music as well. I was doing a lot of club appearances and stuff like that, so I put that on hold for a while. But I started doing more modeling and doing music videos and just pursuing my acting career and things like that. I love reading, so right now I'm actually in the works of writing a book. and looking at movie scripts and things like that. Just trying to, expand and not just stay stuck in the reality world. I want people to see that there's more to me than just the crazy person that was on TV.
Well put. Now, wasn't you part of a group on the show called the Wolf Pack? Wasn't that you?
The Wolf Pack, yeah. That was my little clique I put together.
Are you still keeping touch with those girls?
I still talk to Luscious. I just talked to one of them. That's pretty much the only girl that I still keep in contact with from the show. We were like really close on the show, and we have a real friendship. So I still keep in contact with her and see her every couple months.
Okay, that's good to know. Now, you mentioned music, and I did hear one of your songs on YouTube, and it was pretty dope. I like the song. How would you describe your music? Are you more of a pop singer, R&B singer, or are you just trying to blend the two?
My music is a mixture of dance, pop, R&B. I'm not, I like the pop, but I'm not too bubblegum about it because I actually, sometimes get a little carried away and want to throw in a cuss word. It's a little Rihanna and Britney put together, I guess. So I just like different and edgy. That's my style. So I want to put that in my music.
Now, as we continue on with the music, I hear, better yet, I've seen you as in a music video recently with Little Scrappy on it.
Right, yeah. He has a video that's on heavy rotation right now on MTV Jams. It's called Helicopter, and it's featuring Rolls Royce, Rizzy, 2 Chainz, and Twista. And I'm in that video. It's hot. So it's getting a lot of play out here, everywhere.
You definitely brought the sexy in that video.
Thank you.
No doubt about it. Do you have any upcoming projects? Anything else you have in the works?
Well, as of right now, I'm just doing a couple photo shoots, doing a couple of magazines. Other than that, I am currently writing the book, and I just got a really good opportunity for a movie series that's going to come out. So I'm looking over movie scripts and, just trying to get back into the music. I'm trying to do everything at once, but right now I'm just focused on the book and doing this movie.
Speaking of books, I think it was about a month ago I interviewed Kip Force, blonde baller from VH1's Real Chance of Love. She recently released her book. It's a tell-all book. Now, for your book, is it going to be similar to that? Is it going to be like a tell-all book?
No, my book is going to be completely different. Like I said, I'm trying to get out of that whole reality type thing. I want to just write about real things that people, experience, mainly women, because I know that there's a lot of girls out there that go through certain issues and, may feel by themselves a lot of the time. So I want to write a book that'll show people, that pretty much us women, we go through a lot of the same things and how to be able to help each other out to get through these things.
Again, I am interviewing Susana Heartbreaker for an exclusive interview on Chilling with Jeff and Kenny C. You can follow Susana on Twitter at It's Heartbreaker. ITS Heartbreaker. All one word, no underscore in between. Now, my next question is, what else out there you want to accomplish in the world of entertainment? Obviously, you got the author, you got the books, you got everything else. Do you see yourself getting back into TV in the future? If not reality TV, just being back in TV.
Yes, I would definitely not do another reality like love show, but if it was something that had to do with me and my personal life, or maybe even a TV series, a TV show or something, I could definitely see myself getting back into that sort of thing.
I want to give a shout out to your PR and Pilar. She's very nice. She's a total sweetheart on Twitter. She's hilarious. Make sure you follow her on Twitter and follow her agency, Fourth and Long. Kip is on there. Royce is on there. You on there. and she also clients of some football players as well, especially those that was in the NFL draft. So definitely shout out to Pilar. Uh, Reality TV when you was on there was big, especially VH1. You had Will Chance of Love, Flavor of Love. It seems like reality TV these days are not is not as big as it once was. I mean, what's your
Right.
take on reality TV where it is right now?
Well, with me, I feel like we got on the last train as far as reality love shows go. Because after us, I think was like the Ocho Cinco show, and then everything became somebody's wife. So basketball wives, football wives, whatever. So I feel like it's still entertaining to the point where, like, on these shows they still argue and stuff, but it's not really as entertaining as before, where everybody had a certain favorite on a love show and they were rooting for them, and they would like go on VH1 and they would vote on the polls and see who they thought was going to win. I feel like there was more interaction for the fans when our love shows were on, versus now it's just what you see is what you get. You either like it or you don't. It is what it is.
It's a good thing that you was there when it was actually relevant, when it was big.
Yeah, it's changed a lot. It's been really different. So I don't really even watch VH1 or anything like that anymore. So it's not really fun. I used to love the reality shows, Charm School. I used to love watching Flavor Flav just because he's hilarious. Stuff like that was more my thing.
Pretty much what it boils down to is VH1 has either they went out of ideas or people were just had enough with the love shows. And their
I don't think
ratings.
people will ever get enough of the love shows. I think they tried to do a different approach and kind of got stuck in it, I guess. I don't even know.
Yeah, it's definitely the approach to it. I guess once they stop doing it, the other shows that they have is not as up to par. What the shows were 4 or 5 years ago. It's just it is what it is, and the ratings don't lie. People were into the love shows, like it or not. It was dramatic. I mean, people really want to know what was up, what the contestants in these shows,
Yeah,
and
definitely.
let me ask you this: as far as the reality shows, I know the camera follows you everywhere you go, and there are parts of the shows that you get to see, and then there's parts of the shows that you didn't get to see. How frustrating was it for you to go through that knowing that what the cameras show, but then when they show it on TV, you don't get to see all that really goes down?
Well, for me, it was kind of a blessing in disguise. Like I would like, at first I would get really angry because they would just show my mean side. They wouldn't show the funny things I did in the house. They left all the funny things I did out of the show. They just showed me as the evil psycho person. And at first I hated it, but as, the episodes started winding down and as my finale episode came on, it actually helped me because after the show, everybody is going to always remember the villain, the crazy person, So it actually worked out in my favor. I liked it that they, had me on there as the crazy girl, and people still, I go out and they're like, oh my God, Heartbreaker, you're crazy. You're yelling and throwing drinks on there, and I'll never forget you, versus everybody else that was crying and being nice all the time. That'll get forgotten quicker. So I was mad about it, but now I appreciate it.
You do what you got to do to get yourself out there, and unfortunately,
Yep.
the they don't show everything. That's another thing I despise about reality shows is that I guess they felt the need to have the people that you root for against the people that people despise. I mean, I don't know. But
Yeah.
it is what it is. Now I promoted your Twitter earlier. Do you have any other social network links out there?
I have Facebook, which is Susana Heartbreaker. I have Instagram, which is the same as my Twitter. It's Heartbreaker. So, I mean, those are really just the three that I'm on right now. Going to eventually work on a website once I get all my other projects out of the way. You know, so there'll be a spot on there for people to go and book me and do whatever they got to do. But right now, you know, they can do that through Pilar or just hitting me up on email or Twitter. That's it. Those are the only social networks that really go on right now.
And again, you can follow Susana on Twitter at It's Heartbreaker. Instagram, same thing, or Facebook. And you can definitely check her out through Fourth and Long. That's the company she represents. Shout out to Pilar. Now, before I end this interview, Susana, I ask all guests to do this. It's like a station ID. It's like a voice drop. All you have to do is say your name. And what after you say your name, you say you are chilling with Jeff and Kenny C.
Jeff and Kenny C?
Yes.
Okay. You want me to do it now?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Okay. What's up, you guys? It's Heartbreaker, and you are chilling with Jeff and Kenny C.
Love it. Thank you so much. And thank you for your time. I haven't said this, but you are one of my favorite reality TV stars, and it's great to see. And it's great to see that you're still doing your thing. You're still doing other things out there outside of reality TV. Best of success with the book and and many endeavors. Do you have any final words and shout outs?
Final words and shout outs. I want to shout out, obviously my PR management, Pilar Ellis, Fourth and Long family, just pretty much everybody that's with us, all the fans that have followed me since day one and are still there showing me support. Thank you to all of you, and thank you to you, Kenny, for having me on the radio show. And can't wait to show you guys everything that I got coming out.
And for more info, follow her on Twitter at It's Heartbreaker. You'll learn more on Susana and what she's got coming out. Thank you, everyone, for listening. This will conclude the interview. You can listen to this and many more on www.chillinbroadcasting.com. Thank you, everyone, for listening.